Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the world of meatless burgers. You hear me? Don't think for a minute that these are some sad, limp excuses for a proper meal. We're talking about burgers with flavor so big, so bold, it'd make a bleeding veggie burger cry for its mommy. Whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, or just looking to cut down on meat, these recipes are sure to satisfy those rumbling stomachs. We're talking about hearty black bean burgers, packed with protein and flavor. We've got chickpea and quinoa burgers, light, nutritious, and bursting with goodness. And don't even get me started on the portobello mushroom burger. Meat lovers won't even know what hit them. So get your aprons on, sharpen your knives, and for God's sake, pay attention. We're about to turn you into a meatless burger master. Now stop drooling on the counter and let's get cooking. Right, you lot, first up, the black bean burger. This isn't some soggy mess you find at the bottom of a takeaway bag. This is a burger with backbone. First, grab your cooked black beans. Now, I don't want to see any watery excuses for beans. They need to be drained properly, you hear? Give them a good mash, but don't go overboard. We want some texture, not baby food. Next, finely chop some onion, garlic, and chili. You want a good kick of heat to cut through the richness of the beans. Get those bad boys into a pan with some oil and cook them down until they are soft and fragrant. Now into the mix go some rolled oats, a handful of chopped coriander, and a good dollop of smoked paprika. This is where the magic happens, people. The smoky paprika adds a depth of flavor that'll have you licking the plate. Season it all generously with salt and pepper because even a meatless burger needs a good kick up the backside. Mix it all together, then form the mixture into patties. Now, this is important. Make sure they're nice and compact. Otherwise, they'll fall apart on the grill. And for God's sake, don't make them too thick. We don't want raw burger guts in the middle. Get your grill nice and hot, then slap those patties on. Cook them for about 5 minutes on each side until they're golden brown and crispy. Don't even think about serving these bad boys on stale supermarket buns. Get yourself some decent buns, toasted to perfection. Now, for the toppings, keep it simple. Some fresh tomato, lettuce, a dollop of guacamole, and a sprinkle of red onion. And there you have it. A black bean burger that'll make you forget all about the meat. Next up, we're tackling the chickpea and quinoa burger. Don't let the fancy name fool you. This recipe is as easy as pie, and a damn sight healthier than that greasy spoon down the road. First things first, get your quinoa cooked. Now, I don't want to see any crunchy, undercooked nonsense. We want light, fluffy quinoa that's cooked to perfection. While that's simmering away, grab your chickpeas and give them a good rinse. Then it's time to unleash your inner Hulk and mash those chickpeas until they're almost smooth. Now, finely chop some red onion, garlic, and fresh parsley. We want a burst of freshness to cut through the earthiness of the quinoa and chickpeas. Heat some oil in a pan and sauté those veggies until they're soft and fragrant. Into a large bowl goes the cooked quinoa, mashed chickpeas, and sautéed veggies. Now, for the secret ingredient, a good dollop of harissa paste. This stuff is pure magic, adding a smoky, spicy kick that'll blow your socks off. Season it all generously with salt and pepper, because even healthy food needs a bit of excitement. Mix it all together, then form the mixture into patties. Now, these patties are a bit more delicate than the black bean ones, so be gentle. We don't want them crumbling in your hands like a bad relationship. Heat some oil in a pan and cook the patties over medium heat for about 4 minutes per side, until they're golden brown and crispy. While they're cooking, toast your buns. I like to use whole wheat buns for this recipe, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand. Now, for the toppings, keep it light and fresh. Some sliced avocado, cucumber, and a dollop of Greek yogurt will do the trick. And there you have it, a chickpea and quinoa burger that's as delicious as it is nutritious. Right, you lot, time to tackle the king of the meatless burgers, the portobello mushroom burger. This isn't some flimsy fungus, this is a meaty, juicy masterpiece that'll convert even the most die-hard carnivore. First things first, grab your portobello mushroom. Now, we're not talking about those sad, shriveled excuses for mushrooms. We want big, plump portobellos that are practically begging to be grilled. Give them a good wipe with a damp cloth to remove any dirt, then remove the stems. Now for the marinade. In a bowl, whisk together some olive oil, balsamic vinegar, soy sauce, garlic powder, and smoked paprika. This marinade is going to infuse the mushrooms with so much flavor you'll be licking the bowl clean. Place the mushrooms in a shallow dish and pour the marinade over them, making sure they're well coated. Let them marinate for at least 30 minutes or even better, overnight. The longer they marinate, the more flavorful they'll be. Get your grill nice and hot, then grill those bad boys for about 5 minutes per side until they're tender and slightly charred. While they're grilling, toast your buns. I like to use brioche buns for this recipe because they're rich and buttery, but feel free to use whatever you fancy. Now for the toppings, keep it simple and classic. Some melted Gruyere cheese, caramelized onions, and a dollop of garlic aioli will take this burger to the next level. And there you have it, a portobello mushroom burger that's fit for a king. Listen up, you lot, because this next recipe is a game changer. We're talking about the lentil and sweet potato burger, a match made in culinary heaven. This burger is packed with flavor, fiber, and a touch of sweetness that'll have you coming back for more. First things first, get your lentils cooked. Now, I don't want to see any mushy, overcooked nonsense. We want perfectly cooked lentils that are tender but still hold their shape. While the lentils are cooking, preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and grab a sweet potato. Peel the sweet potato and cut it into cubes. Toss the sweet potato cubes with some olive oil, salt, pepper, and a pinch of smoked paprika. Spread the sweet potato cubes in a single layer on a baking sheet and roast them for about 20 minutes or until they're tender and slightly caramelized. Now, for the burger base. In a large bowl, combine the cooked lentils, roasted sweet potato cubes, chopped walnuts, breadcrumbs, chopped cilantro, and a good squeeze of lemon juice. The walnuts add a nice crunch, while the cilantro and lemon juice provide a burst of freshness. Season it all generously with salt and pepper because even vegetarian burgers need a bit of love. Mix it all together, then form the mixture into patties. Now, these patties are a bit more delicate than the black bean or chickpea burgers, so be gentle. We don't want them crumbling in your hands like a bad dream. Heat some oil in a pan and cook the patties over medium heat for about 4 minutes per side until they're golden brown and crispy. While they're cooking, toast your buns. I like to use whole wheat buns for this recipe, but feel free to use whatever you have on hand. Now, for the toppings, let's get creative. Some crumbled feta cheese, sliced red onion, and a dollop of sriracha mayo will take this burger to the next level. And there you have it, a lentil and sweet potato burger that's as delicious as it is healthy. Alright, you lot, last but not least, we're tackling the tofu and spinach burger. Now, I know what you're thinking, tofu, that bland, boring block of nothingness. But trust me on this one, this recipe will change your mind about tofu forever. First things first, grab your tofu. Now, we're not using silken tofu here. We want firm tofu that can stand up to the grill. Drain the tofu and wrap it in a clean kitchen towel. Place the wrapped tofu on a plate and put something heavy on top, like a cast iron skillet or a stack of cookbooks. This will press out any excess water from the tofu, making it firmer and more flavorful. While the tofu is pressing, wilt your spinach. Heat some oil in a pan and add the spinach. Cook it down until it's wilted, then remove it from the pan and let it cool slightly. Once it's cool enough to handle, squeeze out any excess water from the spinach. Now crumble the pressed tofu into a large bowl. Add the wilted spinach, chopped onion, minced garlic, breadcrumbs, nutritional yeast, soy sauce, and a pinch of smoked paprika. The nutritional yeast adds a cheesy flavor, while the soy sauce and smoked paprika provide a savory depth. Season it all generously with salt and pepper because even tofu deserves to be delicious. Mix it all together, then form the mixture into patties. Now, these patties are a bit more delicate than the other burgers, so be gentle. We don't want them falling apart on the grill like a bad joke. Heat some oil in a pan and cook the patties over medium heat for about 4 minutes per side until they're golden brown and crispy. While they're cooking, toast your buns. I like to use brioche buns for this recipe because they're soft and buttery, but feel free to use whatever you fancy. Now, for the toppings, let's keep it simple and fresh. Some sliced tomato, red onion, and a dollop of vegan mayonnaise will do the trick. And there you have it, a tofu and spinach burger that's both delicious and nutritious. Well, there you have it, you lot. 5 incredible meatless burger recipes that'll make you wonder why you ever bothered with meat in the first place. Remember, cooking is about passion, creativity, and not being afraid to experiment. So get in that kitchen, get your hands dirty, and show those meatless burgers who's boss. And if your first attempt resembles something the dog coughed up, don't worry, even the best chefs have their off days. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more delicious recipes. Let us know in the comments which burger you're excited to try.